Hey, how's everybody doing? So it's still the 20th of February, 2021, and I want to bring up the subject of timelines. So my previous video was on how mentally we can rewind and go to a traumatic event, and it can create, the body doesn't know the difference between it happening in the past and it happening right now. So it recreates the situation that can be very, very painful depending on how far you went back or to what event you went back to. So practicing forgiveness, moving back into that present moment so that you can create that peace and that joy to move forward and co-create a better next moment and moment after that and the next day and so on. So it's zapping out of that time zone that you went to, that timeline, to that event that your body doesn't know the difference, right? To getting into a timeline of peace, trust, knowing that you're okay, that the world is okay with you in it, and you have much to do while you're here. So there's a lot of different ways about timelines. So right now we've got a lot of folks out there predicting so many things. We're going to go onto this financial thing, and we're going to have famine, and we're going to have global freezing, and we're going to have this, good and evil duel and all this stuff. So there's all these predictions and timelines and everything, but nobody's really correct, okay? Because everything fluctuates through energy waves. So let me give you an example of that. So a group of people I know think we're going to go into a deep freeze and starvation mode, okay? So a lot of those people are now learning how to plant inside and are focused on gathering their nuts. Enough people do that, it becomes in the energy waves that other people start to pick that up. And then that timeline gets more solidified the more people that get on that timeline of starvation, freezing, and preparing and gathering nuts. So it's your choice on what timeline you get on, all right? And then there's those that are on this financial thing. Oh, we're going to have this la 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 and la la la, and it's going to be this, and someone's coming back to save us, and blah, 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 blah. But again, it depends on where everybody's at and what's happening. So if you have a group of people over here thinking that we're going to go into a deep freeze and a starvation mode, and they're all focused on all of this, the energies they tip and tilt and move. And so the more that gather that, it can tip the energy of maybe it going up a little higher on this side, which is why it's very critically important that if you're gathering all of this information, learn how to discern it. Don't own it like it's yours, because it's not. Because when you get your antenna to God in tune, you may get different messages, but you feel like this group over here, has credibility, and maybe you want to override your own messages to go over here and join this group, right? And you're creating energy to fuel that. So an interesting conversation came up with someone not too long ago that I love dearly about prophets predicting the doom and the gloom and the persecution and belief systems and etc. And my whole point was like, okay, what are you doing about it? Are you just going to assume they have predicted it and therefore it's going to happen and you're going to fall off the cliff? Or do you practice softening that timeline by visualizing whatever that prediction is to be softened and dissolved so that it has a more beautiful outcome, and be thankful for that person who got the prediction, and everybody gather and do something about it. Not live in it and wait for it to happen. And then what? Okay, well, they predicted we were going off the cliff, so I guess I'll be the first to jump. Really? So this is where your antenna to God is really important. And that you take the time during the day to tap into that. And I've said this on many videos. Pull the car over, turn everything off, align, breathe, look at nature, have appreciation, change your own vibration, watch something funny, listen to jokes. Anything that can change your own vibration will help you get into that flow of creativity. And then your antenna to God is more open, because it's not coming from just out there. It's what you're creating in here, because you are God. You are the God source. And I use God for a lack of a better word just because it's a unionized word that everybody knows what we're talking about, but it's an energy consciousness. It's an energy consciousness, a very powerful one. And each and every one of us have it. It's not like you're reaching outside of you to get it, but just like you have a group of friends that you're really close with and that you can bob and weave and share things with that come back and really are stimulating and supportive to you, you have that whole thing in your realm of guides that are there with you, like it or not. So access that availability of them. Access it. The only way to access it is to stop, drop, and sit. Stop, drop, sit. Breathe. Bring in pleasantness. Bring in peace. And ask. Don't say, well, I asked 3 times and I didn't hear anything. All right. There's a little bit of an energy wave there, okay? Give it a little bit of time to get from your lips to their ears, right? But it's done through energy, not necessarily through lips and ears, okay? Put it out there and trust that they heard you. Go about your day. I could promise you the answers come back. And they'll come back in thought, or sometimes you'll meet somebody and they'll say something, you're like, oh my gosh, that's part of the answer. Okay? So get that antenna to God going. Create your own timeline. Quit living in everybody else's timelines. You can have anything you desire. It takes action, and it takes communion with your spirit that's housed in this physical body that is you, that is unique to you, that came in with an agenda and wants to be free like a child on a playground. Be that as an adult. So while you're taking in all this information that everybody's putting out, don't spend so much time on are they correct? And how many views do they have? And what credibility they have? And they must know what they're talking about. Take it in as just a collective thought. Okay, well that's an interesting perspective. And this person over here has something to say. Okay, that's an interesting perspective. I'm just gonna let myself marinate with it. Vibe with that. See how that works with me. And then you know what? That was a little heavy over here. I'm going to lighten that up by lightening myself up. Okay, spirit guides, I'm going to need a little help, all you beautiful folks. You star beings, you fairies, whatever. Angelics, galactics. They're all the same light bodies. They're all the same light family that we're from underneath and around and surround and breathing, living in that God source. So they're a walking, living library of information that we want to co-create conversation with them about. That's powerful, folks. That's powerful. And if you don't like some of the groups that you're hearing or being around, create your own. Create your own. You have the power to do that. The total power to do that. All right? Even if it's one person in your group, one person will become two because you're the other one. And then maybe there's a third and a fourth, and who knows? The whole goal isn't to have this whole cascade of subscribers and mass produce this and that. It's all about how do we communicate one person at a time, gather it. How are we sparking each other to empower each other to understand that we are the power. We are the power. Makes the world go round. Okay? So create your own timelines. Create your own timelines. Create your own things that you desire. And then take action with that. And live and breathe that every day as if it is already occurring. Because you don't need to keep repeating yourself. Hey guys, you know what? I told you this and it's not happening. Well, it could be that it's not happening in the way that you thought it was going to occur. Maybe because the way it's been asked or what you're expecting may not be for your highest good. But I can promise you they're going to show you tweaks and things. And then you have the ability to say, I don't really like that, guides. Get that off my path. But thank you. Thank you for showing me that. Next, they'll put something else out on your path. Ooh, I'm kind of interested in that. And then they're communicating with you in energetic ways, but also verbal ways. I talk to them just like I'm talking to you right now. And let me tell you what, they crack me up and I crack myself up, which keeps my vibe always up. Always up. So I'm not collecting information in the sewer, okay? No density, no crap. Get up there, because there's some fun stuff to learn. It's go with the imagination, go with your heart, go with assuming the position when you put your desires out there and commune and talk to them just like we're talking right now. It's amazing what you'll get back. All right? So much love and light to each and every one of you. Please like, subscribe. Please hit that notification bell on all so that you get my videos. I love it when you share. I love it even more when you leave me little messages. Okay? So have a great day. Much love.